Hello all, I'm Guna Madivanan from Officers Hello all, I'm Guna Madhivanan from Officers IAS Academy. Friends, we are coming up with an exclusive live quiz program based on current affairs targeting 2024 prelims on a weekly basis. So every Saturday at 6 p.m. in our Officers Path channel, we will be coming up with this live quiz program. So how to participate? So for which you have to install an mobile application. So go to either App Store or the Google Play Store to download this application named Kahoot application. Download and install it. Alright. So every Saturday at 6 p.m. in the live video, I will be giving you a 7-digit PIN. So you have to enter that 7-digit PIN in your installed application. In that Kahoot application, you have to enter that 7-digit PIN. Or we will give you a QR code. If you are not interested in installing the application, you can scan the QR code in the web browser. You can open the web page. In that you can enter this 7-digit PIN number and you can participate in this quiz program. So once you enter the 7-digit number, the application will ask you to give a username. So you have to give your username. Followed by your username, please give your last 4 digits of your mobile phone number. For example, my username is Guna8990, the last 4 digits of my phone number. So like that you can create your own username. That's all. You are ready to participate in the quiz. So in the live video, I will be showing you the question. The question will be followed by 4 options as usual, A, B, C, D. The 4 options will have a color code, right? So option A, red color, option B, blue color, option C, green color, option D, yellow color. So the 4 options will have 4 different color codes. So in your mobile phone, you have installed the Kahoot application, right? So the Kahoot application in your phone, in your device, it will show you 4 colored box, only 4 colored box. Only in the video which you are watching, in that live video, I will give you the question, followed by that 4 option I will be giving you. That 4 option will have a color code, right? So if you are going to choose A as the right answer, then A has red color, then in your mobile phone you will have a red colored box. You have to choose that. That's all. If the answer which you have chosen is correct, and if you have chosen that quickly, for every question we will give you 60 seconds. Assume that I am choosing A is the right answer, and I am choosing within 20 seconds, within 10 seconds, based on how quickly I choose the question. I have to choose the correct one and I have to choose it as early as possible. So the one who is choosing at the earliest will be given more points. So if I am choosing in 20 seconds, I will be given more points. If someone is choosing at 30 seconds, then relatively lesser points, right? So this is how the quiz will work. So at the end of the program, we will show you the leaderboard. Between the questions also, I will show you the leaderboard. At the end, I will show you the final leaderboard. The one with more number of points will be given a certificate, right? The idea of the quiz program is to provide you a real-time experience of solving the questions along with that competitive environment, right? I hope this program adds more value to your preparation. So along with this, we have a daily current affairs hit list series, daily answer rating initiative. So all these initiatives will give you a competitive edge in your 2024 prelims as well as mains, right? I hope this adds more value to your preparation. So see you in the quiz. Till then, bye, take care.
Hello everybody, this is Deepuk Sukumar, faculty for Public Administration at Officers IAS Academy. So today's quiz, I am not the setter of the questions, I am the host of today's quiz. So just like you, even I don't know what questions are going to come up, but I'm going to run you through the questions and help you understand what kind of similarity these questions have with the actual UPSC questions. So let's start the quiz. Okay, you have 30 seconds. The first one is, which of these states is not located in the Horn of Africa? Okay, go for it. That's very fast. I think some of you are just like blindly guessing. That's really quick. Great, the majority of you actually gotten the answer right. Fantastic. So, Horn of Africa, so see, this region has been in the news for a very, very long time. And every time it is in the news, it is in the news for a set of common reasons, and there are some unique reasons that come every now and then. So, Horn of Africa is extremely crucial because ships from Europe move across the Mediterranean Sea, and for it to get connected to the Red Sea and to the Indian Ocean, you have what is called the Suez Canal, and the Suez Canal has been in the news lately. And as you pass through the Suez Canal and go into the Red Sea, there is a certain choke point that you see. You know, this Horn of Africa is called the Horn of Africa because it looks like a horn, you know, very close to the Arabian Peninsula, right? So it's a choke point, right? So the countries in this region that you call the Horn of Africa are, Eritrea, Djibouti, Somalia, and when such topics are very important, it's better to remember these countries using some kind of an acronym. For example, you can remember it as SEED, right? So, Somalia, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Djibouti, you can remember it as SEED, right? So, maps are very, very important. They don't show you actual maps in the exam, but then they tend to ask what are the neighboring countries, they tend to ask which water body is nearest, which countries surround, let's say, the Mediterranean Sea, the Red Sea, whatever it might be. So maps are very, very important for UPSC prelims. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, the fastest Pappu 0511. Great job. Let's move on. Okay, rats. Rats is related to. Okay, that's fast. Okay, done. And again, a majority of you have gotten the answer correctly. The second highest in your options is the blue one, Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. Okay. Okay. I'm curious why you thought that was the correct answer. Anyway, so AC was the right answer. And with respect to organizations, it's always very important that you know which countries very relevant to India are a part of it and not a part of it. For example, this pertains to anti-terrorist structure. Now, so with respect to the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, I think you should know whether Pakistan is a part of it or not a part of it. India, again, whether it's a part of it, not a part of it. So, you know, these are some countries that you always need to keep in mind. Neighboring countries, whether US is a part of it, China is a part of it, any organization, I'm just like very generally saying. So US, China are countries that are the most important. So it's very important that you know whether US and China are a part of an organization or not, right? So just bear that in mind when you study international organizations. Okay, moving on to the next question. Okay, suppose move down, Manikandan has come up. Great job, Manikandan. Okay, let's move. Identify the country. Long one. Focus. Oh wow, again, majority have gotten the answer right. See, with respect to this question, if only you know one piece of information, where the Atacama Desert is, right? In which country you have the Atacama Desert. So I remember this from my school days. This used to be a part of the NCERT textbooks. I'm sure if you've studied in CBSE, you've also seen it. And the content which I still remember that it's this Atacama Desert that has not received rainfall in the last like more than a century or something like that, right? So that's how I know that Atacama Desert is in Chile, and the right answer here is Chile. So there are different pieces of information here. As long as there is just one which is indicating to you that this is the right answer, job is done, right? So you don't need to know everything. Anyway, great. Let's move on. Next. Manikandan retains his position. Jabbar has a streak of 3. Great. Okay. Papu still holding his place. Let's move on. Creamy layer. Oh, again the majority have gotten it correctly. Great. So the Indira Savani case, see, with respect to UPSC prelims, mains or interview, once we had a member of UPSC who would come here. Member is not a panel member, like member UPSC, the constitutional authority. So this person in a very private conversation mentioned to us that UPSC is very clear that it would not want to ask any questions very personal with respect to caste. Okay. So for instance, in the main examination, a question on whether reservation is good or bad, these kind of questions. Or let's say you go to the interview and a question related to caste. Now, this as a matter of internal policy, it seems they are not supposed to ask questions anything pertaining to one's caste. So, if ever there is to be a question on caste, it would be only relating to very explicit constitutional provisions. What is there in the constitution with respect to reservation? Under which fundamental right does it find significance? Only these kind of questions, right? So, and with respect to UPSC, again, case laws, we haven't really had many previous year questions on case law, so it's not really important for you to remember case laws. Although we've asked this question here, it's not really important for prelims. But how it might be important, for example, we are celebrating this 50th anniversary of the great Kesavananda Bharati case. So something related to this Kesavananda Bharati case, they might ask a question, but case law specifically, this is related to which case law? We actually haven't had such questions in the past. But anyway, good job that you gotten the answer right. So let's move on. Monisha has moved up to the top. Okay, Shruti has climbed 7 places. Great. The big names have gone down. Anyway, you still have time. Let's move. ASEAN. It's quite easy as long as you know what ASEAN stands for. Great, again majority have gotten the answer correctly. Look, ASEAN stands for Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Southeast Asian nations, right? Southeast Asia. Now India is not a part of Southeast Asia, so you just remove India from the list. The rest of the countries are from Southeast Asia, and yeah, so that's the right answer. Now India has an FTA, a free trade agreement with ASEAN, but India is definitely not a part of ASEAN. Anyway, let's move on. Again, Monisha holds a place. Very good, Monisha. Next. Consider the following. Forest Rights Act. Diversion of forest land for public utility facilities managed by the government, such as schools, dispensaries, is to be recommended by. Oh, very good again. Most of you chosen Gram Sabhas. See, the whole idea of the Forest Rights Act is to basically give power to the people, give people some autonomy, get people to decide for themselves what they want. Helping them to articulate their needs, helping them fulfill their needs. The whole idea is to be able to empower these communities, right? And the best way to do it is to devolve power to an institution which is very inclusive. And Gram Sabha is as inclusive as it can get. It's the people themselves who are a part of it, adult members who are a part of it. And so that's the right answer. It's the foundation of grassroots democracy in our country, Gram Sabha. In a sense, it works on the principle of a direct democracy, right? So Gram Sabha is a very, very, very important institution. Anyway, let's move on. Good. Symbix. Indian Navy and which of the following countries? Should be easy to guess. That's a hint. Easy to guess. Great. Yes, Simbex SI. If you look at the country names here, SI, Singapore, right? So, yeah, and a majority have gotten the answer right. See, but sometimes UPSC uses this as a trap. Now, let's say you have no clue about a question, and if one of the options kind of nudge you to guess that it's the right answer when you have no idea what it is likely to be the wrong option. You have no idea about something, but then you think, oh, this should be the right answer to this. Sounds just like that, There's a good chance that such answers could go wrong. So you need to be a little bit cautious in the actual exam. Not always will this technique. There are so many other techniques, but this particular technique, you need to be a little bit cautious. It's not really a technique. Okay, let's move on. Let's see if Monisha is still holding her place. Fantastic. Great job. Okay, very good. Next. Nari Shakti Puraskar is related to which of the following? Easy one. Okay, again the majority have gotten the answer right. See, it's very important. See, we may not be Hindi speaking people, but then it usually helps us to know the meaning of some of these terms so that we know what a certain scheme is related to. For example, if a certain scheme has Shram, Vidyutikaran, Nari, Nari is pertaining to it, specific to women, right? So, as you look at, let's say, 5-6 schemes related to a particular subject, you will eventually pick up, oh, if this name is there, this is what it's a part of, right? So, good. Next, let's move on. Monisha, just not going down, very strongly holding her place. Balamurgan has found himself back again in the top 5. Good. But very close, Ponna and Monisha. Okay, let's move. Nitrogen cycle, go back to your school days. They should definitely take time. Okay, 1 and 2 very close. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second highest preferred is 2, 3, 1, 4. People have just, I think, very. I wouldn't say you've just made a blind guess, but certainly you've gotten confused. Okay, see, this is very basic school level nitrogen cycle funda, where it starts, where it finishes. You remember all this azotobacter, nitrosomonas, all these terms are related to the nitrogen cycle. But such very fundamental questions, very simple questions, UPSC doesn't really like asking. Although sometimes they ask this phosphorus cycle, sulfur cycle, because these cycles we would not have done much of it in school, right? This oxygen cycle, carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, water cycle, all of this we tend to do, but UP is not really keen on the very basic simple things. So anyway, good job. Still, the majority have gotten the answer right. So yeah, let's move on. Let's see the positions now. Again, Monisha at the top. Balamurgan has very quickly found his way to the second. Great job, Balamurga. Great. Let's move. This question has double points. Okay. Photosynthesis. I have a feeling a lot of you would get it wrong. Oh, actually not. Yes, you did. So the right answer is D, my dear friends. During photosynthesis, yes, plants, leaves absorb carbon dioxide, but respiration is different from photosynthesis, right? So the answer is CO2 for both. So yeah, I think this is how UPSC sets traps, very simple thing, you all know. And people say, right, evening, night times, being around trees, you don't really get oxygen. So what's really coming out? It's carbon dioxide, right? A little bit of oxygen also comes out, but a lot of carbon dioxide also comes out, right? So it's CO2. Okay, let's move. Monisha? Oh, she's lost her place. Balamurga has scored using this double point, Great. Okay. A lot of other new names. Ponna is very consistent. Not really at the top, but holding the place. Okay, let's move on. Next question. Hydrophytes. We all know it's water related. Okay. Water related. I'm not saying it is in water. Water related. Oh, okay. I saw this coming because they are very similar, right? Plants growing under the water, plants growing in or near water. See, under the water, the difference is that the entire, if you look at, let's say, some plants on the ocean floor or the bed of the river completely covered underwater, it's little different from, let's say, mangroves, for instance, that have one part of it outside the water and one part of it under the water, right? So typically hydrophytes are not completely submerged underwater, you know. It's so that's basically how it's only a very slight difference, but you know, of course you can always argue saying that under the water means okay, only one part of it is under the water, other part of it is above the water, so under the water is still right. I would also argue like you, so no problem. Although according to our key the answer is A, personally I would not fault you if you pick the answer B. Okay, so but unfortunately you will not get the mark if you pick B. Okay, although I think you deserve. Okay, let's see what the scoreboard looks like. Okay, Balamurga somehow retained his position. Monisha said second again. Ponna, unfortunate, you've moved on, but still I think 14th question is a double point question. I hope you get that right and again move up, but a lot of new names in the list. Jiva has suddenly appeared into the top. Very good. Okay, let's move. Agaliga. Okay. No need to think. Either note or you don't know it. See, I think the majority would have picked the right answer, but I feel Sri Lanka would be a close second. No, actually no. Okay. Maldives people have picked as the second highest, and Mauritius, which is the right answer, majority of you picked. Okay. I think for Sri Lanka, you know, Agadigal, Agaliga, you know, maybe, you know, somewhere, you know, prompted to pick Sri Lanka for that reason. But anyway, the majority have gotten it right. Anyway, good. Let's move on. Let's see the scoreboard. Oh, Balamurga. Fantastic. And by a huge margin is retaining the place. Very good. Okay. Next question. Largest producer of milk in the world. I can easily confuse you by saying some things, but okay, India is the largest producer of milk in the world. See, I'll give you a hack. In a question, if India and China are in competition in that question, who is the highest, who is the largest? Typically, if you analyze all the previous year questions, whenever India is placed in competition with China in a question, India emerges the winner. right? So that's where a little bit of this patriotic tinge you see in UPSC question papers. So that's a hack, you know. Bear that in mind. Whenever China and India are placed in competition in a certain question, uh, India is often the right answer. Good. Next, let's see how many have picked New Zealand. 10 people have picked New Zealand, because I think usually all these they show you all these very fancy cows and New Zealand in movies. I think you were influenced by the movies, but just think about it. Look at the size of New Zealand, right? So unlikely. Okay, let's move on. Okay, Balamurga has nearly made it. Okay, next question. I think this is a double point question. Yeah, double point question. Tropic of Cancer passes through which of the following states? UPSC question, the past. Not the same options, but oh wow, I'm surprised that so many of you have gotten the answer right. See, this is, if you actually prepare for it, it's easy to remember, because you can just remember the states as a certain code. You know, the states that have the Tropic of Cancer passing through them are Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura, Mizoram. Now, if I have to instantly convert it into a code, what would it be? Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan, MGR. Easy. Yeah. And Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Cha, Ja. Right? And then West Bengal, Tripura, Mizoram. Tripura, Mizoram, you can remember it as maybe like TM or something. WTM. Okay. Or MTW, something like that. You know, whatever connects. So this is the way to remember such states. There is otherwise, you know, it doesn't make sense. You know, and you need to be cautious with the northeast, because there are 3 M's. Mizoram, Manipur, Meghalaya. You need to know which M you are getting, right? So, so I recently on my Telegram group I put out a hack for remembering what are the 6 scheduled states. The code is ATM money without money, MANI, right? So Manipur is not there, right? ATM money, AT, okay. You know, there is Meghalaya, there is Mizoram, but Manipur is not there, right? So money is MANI, you know. So you can try and remember states in this manner. Anyway, let's see. This is the double point one. Let's see if there are any surprises. Oh wow, Monisha is surprised, emerged at the top. Oh, very good, very good. Selva is again very consistent. Sujit this is the first time I'm seeing Sujit's name. Has made a massive comeback, it seems, with 3 in a row. Great, Sujit. Okay, let's move on. Next, last one in the quiz. Ports in the East Coast. Very good. Majority have picked the correct answer. Second is, oh wait, I see what's happened here. I think, okay, See, a lot of people often make this mistake, for example, they tend to think that, east is on this side and west is on this side. They make this mistake. So I was wondering if people had picked the west coast ones as the right answer, but I don't think that's happened. Anyway, so this is the, so ports are very important, particularly ports with very unique features. So 2023 in the UPSC prelims, in Code A, I think the third or the fourth question was on ports with very unique features, right? So ports are very, very important as a topic. And I think the most basic way in which you understand the ports is by understanding which of them are on the western side and which of them are on the eastern side. Anyway, good. So let's see, look at the final tally, the scoreboard. Let's see who's made it. Okay, third, Shankari, fantastic, congratulations. Second is Balamurga, and first, without a doubt, I think is Monisha. Great, fantastic, congratulations. Thank you for joining me. Happy to do this. So let's wrap up. See you all the next time. Until then,